Hey guys, appreciate everybody taking the time to join for tonight's call about our golf program. And I'm sure we'll be having a few other people join the call in just a few minutes. But just the premise of the call tonight, we've got three kind of major programs that we'll be talking about today, which would be our mini golfers, which is the 3 and 6 year olds, our juniors for Operation 36, and then also our adults for the Operation 36 program. I'm just going to go through some of the information about the programs, and then if you have some questions, there'll be some time at the end that we can also answer some questions for the call. And appreciate if everybody just kind of keeps their mics on mute just so everybody can hear the presentation. And yeah, just excited to get this started and excited for you guys, whether this is the start of your journey for golf or if this is your continuation to your journey in golf. We're excited to have you guys join at Rancho Carlsbad. So, just this is just kind of an overview of the programs that we do have. There's actually more than this, but this is kind of, I guess, the bulk of them. Some of you might know we are at two locations in Carlsbad, so we're at Rancho Carlsbad, and at Omni La Costa. The programs are exact same, but they're separate. So some people ask, like, well, can I do a makeup class or do a class over at La Costa if I'm at Rancho Carlsbad or a 9-hole challenge? The way it kind of works is if you sign up for a program at Rancho Carlsbad, you do all of your programming and 9-hole challenges and everything at Rancho Carlsbad. And so, but if you in the future want to shift over and take classes at Omni, you're welcome to sign up for those classes as well in the future. So, went over like the bulk, those three main programs that we're going to be talking about today. Just some of the other ones that we have, the PJ Junior League. We do that through in the spring. It's kind of like Little League baseball or softball for golf. There's a picture there of me and some of the students in bright orange. Those are our jerseys for that year. They get their names in the back and number, and we play a team format. It's called a scramble format. It's super fun. It's just another way to kind of make golf exciting. And then we also add some all on-course classes. We generally do those when we have more daylight. And all of our coaches offer private golf lessons, which we encourage people to take in addition to the programming that they've already signed up for. Of course, depending on what your goals are. And then our summer camps, they're actually, believe it or not, and as summer camps get crazy, I've got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. And so we're already kind of hashing out our summer with our family. But we are opening the camps February 1st, so it's just opening this week for registration for our summer camps. A little bit about myself. I am Travis. I've been a PGA professional now for full PGA professional for 10 years. I've been in the PGA program for 13 years. Originally from Northern California, and I coached golf in China for 5 years. Started a podcast first before this golf academy even started. I started the podcast while I was actually living in Europe after China with my wife and my children, and then started the golf academy coming up on our 5th year. Our 5-year anniversary is actually in March. So, golf something I've been doing my entire life. I've loved playing golf. I still love playing golf. I played golf today with my boys, and I'm just something I really enjoy and I love seeing and bringing to the community here in Carlsbad. This is just some of our staff. Our staff's actually grown quite a bit over the last few years, especially adding last year La Costa. So we've almost doubled this. This will be some of the staff that you will see at your classes. The way it currently works is you will see the same coaches at your class every week. At Rancho Carlsbad, for the Operation 36 program, not the mini golfers, it includes a 30-minute private lesson. And so that will rotate. So, for example, you might see Coach Juniper, Coach Jaden, and Coach Matt one week, but meanwhile, Coach Justin's teaching private lessons, and then the next week, Justin would be doing the classes, and maybe Coach Juniper is doing the private lessons. So there's a little rotation, but essentially, you're seeing the same 3 to 4 coaches every single week, which is great because you can build some rapport and get to know them. And I just think it's an important aspect for learning anything. I get this quite a bit as far as golf clubs and attire. This is always a big question, so I added this page on there. If you have golf clubs, bring them to the golf class for sure. If especially for the kids or even for some of the adults, some of the ladies we've had them bring, their husband sets, but they're a little long and heavy. If we see that the sets that you bring are a little bit off, we've got some other clubs that you can use in the meantime. Certainly, if you don't have golf clubs yet, you don't need to go out and purchase any golf clubs for, yourself or for your kids. There's no need in doing that. I think, make sure this is something that you want to do, your kids want to do, and you guys are committed to doing it before you go out and make that commitment. And then as far as attire goes, just wear something comfortable. I mean, we try to, avoid cutoffs, but comfortable shoes, comfortable clothes. You don't need to be wearing all of your, sorry, my cat wants to join this call as well. No, you don't need to be wearing all of your golf clothes unless you want to, of course. It's super cool and fun to do that. But again, you don't have to go out and buy it. You don't need that. The kids especially, they don't need golf shoes. Just comfortable shoes is the best way to go about it. So the meeting point and parking. So we're right off of El Camino, and as you pull into the community, there's actually a little security kiosk. When you pull up, just stay in. There's two lanes, there's a left lane and a right lane. Stay in the right lane, and just roll down your window and let them know that you're going to the golf course. And then your first right, just past the little security gate, and when the arm goes up, is where the parking is. And then if you see there's a yellow arrow that's heading towards check-in. There's a pedestrian bridge right where that yellow line is towards check-in. You don't need to go into the golf shop, into the building. We will be actually by the practice putting green. So we'll be outside. There's a chance we might have our easy up out next week so you can find us easily. And if you can't, just go to the golf shop and they'll send you in the right direction. So the first program, the mini golfers, some of you on this call might be here for the mini golfer program. We call this or label the class play to learn. So we do a lot of games and activities for the kids where the instruction is very light. And so we build a story around our mascot. His name's Golfosaurus. We say he's the best golfing dinosaur in the entire universe. And they have these little tasks where they go on these little journeys. They might head to the Wild West or to outer space or to the mountains. And so we create these fun activities and games, and so that the kids are kind of learning without realizing that they are learning. And we just want the program to be a really positive experience for the kids so that hopefully, whatever they feel, whether they know they're doing golf or not, it's like, hey, I want to go back to that class. I want to come back to the golf course. I like golf, for whatever reasons they like it, whether it's winning the prizes for, positive behavioral things in class or whether it's for coming and seeing Golfosaurus or accomplishing these tasks. We really want to kind of gear the program to their age, their ability, and where their social skills are currently with their age. But it's a lot of fun. It's a super cool program. That program we actually started kind of by accident. I was teaching my son, who at the time I think he was probably 3 or 4, and some of our friends and this is about 5 years ago, and somebody said, "How much do you charge to teach these guys?" And I didn't even think this was a program. And so, lo and behold, I think in the fall between La Costa and Rancho, we had I think it was like over 120 mini golfers, and I think it's just so cool to see the kids starting so young. So, um, we really just think that, out of the class, the little balloons there, I think there's just so many cool things to get out of it. For those of you parents who've volunteered in your kids' preschool or kindergarten classes, or even first grade, I mean, I think there's just so many things for kids to be learning. And so a lot of that stuff I think they can extract out of our program as well. And golf's a hard sport, and I think if they can start learning the coordination and skills at this age, it'll help them with really anything they do throughout life. And we've seen some really kind of wild progression with these mini golfers, and I'll show a short little clip here in a second of some of them. But just having them come to the class, they start the swing doesn't even look like a swing. They hold it the wrong way. That's totally fine. Maybe they're just kind of broom swooping the ball, but then after a couple semesters, a couple months, it's like next thing you know, you've got this mini golfer. So here's just a fun little short video of our mini golfers, just a couple of clips of some of the kids and their on course and class experience. So as you can see, we use lots of games, lots of visual things. We use different types of motor skills. It's the mini golfers is awesome. It's super fun. So we're going to be now moving into our next program. And again, if you have some, if you're here on the call for mini golfers, I encourage you to stay on the call just because this is what the program that the mini golfers transition into, which is the Operation 36 program. And then this is for juniors and for adults that we're about to go into. So shifting gears, the Operation 36 program, I certainly, when I started coaching golf 13 years ago, I made a lot of mistakes. I still make mistakes, but I made a lot of mistakes that I think we've learned from and made some changes. And um, myself and our staff, coaches, we really truly believe in what I'm about to show you. But in the past, I would tell my students, you're not ready for the golf course yet. You've got to take, a handful of lessons first. You've got to learn the etiquette. There's all these things that you've got to learn and understand before going out to the golf course. And, even if I took somebody out early, we'd start them really far back away from the hole, and then they'd start hitting shots and it would kind of go all over the place. And, things were really frustrating. And, there was no real plan. It was just kind of like, we got to get you on the golf course and we have to learn so much in such a short period of time. So, what's great about the Operation 36 program, from the playing on the golf course perspective, is everybody has a goal to shoot 36 or lower, which in golf we call par. So when you start your first 9-hole challenge, we have the Sunday dates already out there for February and for March. Your first one, regardless of your skill level, you're going to be starting at level one. You're going to be starting close. So I'll get into those distances. You're going to be focusing on chipping and putting first. And then as you start to improve your score, you're then going to begin to then move further and further away from the hole. And then you can start to learn those skills, what clubs you need, and how to hit those different shots. So what's great about the 9-hole challenges and doing this, one is that it's a lot faster to play golf. Golf can be very long and take a lot of time. So for 9 holes, especially at Rancho Carlsbad, we see the times like the first few groups that come in sometimes are just about an hour. And then I would say the longest time would be probably about an hour and a half at Rancho Carlsbad. It's very goal centered. You're not trying to get first place or second place. In this program, you're just trying to beat the golf course and improve your own skills and improve kind of against yourself. And it's really simple. You start close to the hole and you learn those skills, and then you start to move further and further away from the hole. So the three main kind of big areas of the Operation 36 program is on-course development, and then we have, which we'll go into some of the long-term curriculum with our lesson plans and what the actual lessons are about. And then there's the Operation 36 app, which I'm going to get into and how important it is for you all to download, including the mini golfers, for the program, because there's some really cool features that kind of connect all the dots. So with the on-course 9-hole challenges, these are the Sundays that you'll come out and play. The coaches are not with you. If it's for kids, parents, you have to accompany your kids out into the golf course. Adults, we generally pair the adults just together with other adults. They're not paired with other kids unless it's like a parent and kid combo who's in the program, they want to play together. So level one, the first level, you start from 25 yards away from the flag for all 9 holes. If you shoot 36 or lower, whether it's your first try, maybe your fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, then you move back to your next 9-hole challenge after you graduate to 50 yards. And then after you pass level two, you go to 100 yards, then it goes to 150 yards. And that's the last level at Rancho Carlsbad. We have some players who are in the Rancho Carlsbad program, but they're past level four. If that's the case, then you do your 9-hole challenges at La Costa. And it carries on all the way back to the full tees. And over the 5 years, we've had a handful of players make it to level 9. We haven't had anybody get to level 10 yet. But if you can shoot par from level 10, you are pretty much ready for, if you're a junior golfer, you are ready for college golf. And if you're an adult, you are ready to play some high competitive amateur events. So make sure you check the schedule. It would be in the welcome email what those dates are and put those on your calendar. And we send a sign up sheet the week of those events. So it'll come out on like Monday or Tuesday, and then you need to sign yourself up or your kids up for the event. And then we build what's called a T sheet, which has all the organized times. So everybody has a different time. So we usually send the mini golfers out early, and then we send like our level one and twos, or if there's any time requests that need to go out early, And then at the end, we send the adults out. So this is kind of generally how the schedule is going to look. We've got our weekly classes in February and the blue dot, same within March. And then we tried to kind of alternate weeks. It all depends on the golf course, or we had to avoid Super Bowl Sunday this semester. So there's a couple, there might be one that's back to back. But that's kind of just the general layout of what the 2 months are going to look like. And then for the classes, so each class is going to have some sort of topic. It could be grip, it could be posture. We'll talk about those in just a second. But every class is going to have, we're going to break the groups up into usually two groups. If not, if the class is bigger size, some of the Operation 36 junior classes, there's three groups. And so one group would start on the short game area. Maybe they're doing the topic of putting or chipping or green reading. Another group's up on the driving range, and that could be a variety of topics that they'll be covering. And then halfway through the class, those students will swap spots, and so you'll spend about half the class at each of those locations. If it's a class that has three groups in it, the third group goes out onto the golf course for the entire hour of the class, or for the mini golfers for the full 30 or 40 minutes. And that rotates. So then let's just say this group was on the golf course week one. Week two, this group's going to be on the golf course. And then week three, this group's on the golf course, which is great because, again, this whole program is about on-course development. And I mean, we want to get that for the mini golfers as well. So the more we can get you on the golf course, the better. So we have the Op 36 curriculum, which says the education there. We'll do some sort of practice. We have some challenges that we give you while you're practicing these skills, and then we'll come around and help you and reinforce and coach you with these skills. And then we try to finish every kind of 30-minute block on the short game or range area with a fun game. So I'm not going to go down all of these, but these are just the different types of topics that will that are in the Operation 36 curriculum. If you are level one, which all of you in Operation 36 will be starting in, we're going to be coaching you, and it's going to be more of a basic education for that topic. Once you pass level one, level two, that topic becomes a little bit more advanced, and that carries on all the way through the six levels. So we have a mixture of levels in the class. So we could have, you're a level one, somebody else level one. We might have like a level four student in the same class. So when we're walking around and talking about the education, we'll talk to the students about level one things. And then when we get to the level four student, we're going to be talking to them about something completely different, but on the same topic. It's just going to be a little bit more advanced. So you can find all these in the Operation 36 app. There's cool little videos to reinforce what you're learning. Parents, if your kids are anything like my kids, I'll ask them, how was school? What did you learn? What did you do? And I get almost no feedback every single time. So we send a weekly email out about what the curriculum topics are. You can go in the app and you can go into a spot. I'll show you guys in a minute. I don't think it's on this page. There, that little gray circle there, it says view my curriculum. You can actually go in and be like, okay, so this week the email said we're learning about posture. My kid's level two, and so what is level two posture about? And click it, and there's a little 2-minute video. You'll know what we're coaching your kid, what they're learning, because we do skills testing. And same with the adults, we do skills testing on usually the week 3 or 4 of the semester for those topics. So it's just a good little resource. You know what's going on, and that way if you want to help out your kid and you're wondering what they're learning, that's a good way to kind of connect the dots. Because sometimes, especially dads, if you're on the call, your kids, they're going to think that dad doesn't know. And so if you go to the driving range and try to help your kid, you might say the exact same thing that coach says, but they'll probably listen to coach and not dad. I mean, I already have it with my own kids as well. And so my advice is, hey, this is what coaches said they've been working on with you. And, if you're reinforcing the same things, then it's coach's words, not, dad's words. And it seems to work a lot better. So that's where you can find the curriculum. There's also, we can even, put specific goals. Some students want more. So we'll put some goals in the app and they can check those off. There's a lot of really cool resources and tools inside the Operation 36 app. We send out notifications too. Hopefully we don't have to cancel any classes due to weather. We're quite fortunate where we live with weather, but you never know. So there'd be an email and you would get a notification out through the app as well. So, you know, we in the app you can track this, we can track this, your practice. There's drills in there, all that stuff can be logged. Uh, I'd say the most important thing is your scores from your 9-hole challenges. This is a student who's been in the program since this fall of 2021, you can actually pull this report and it shows how much they've improved, so how many strokes they've lost, what their scores were, what the date was when they passed some of the levels throughout the program. And it's just a really cool resource. And sometimes people are like, I don't know if I'm getting any better. And you can look at this and be like, well, since you started, 4 years ago, you've improved 67 strokes, you've moved up, you're level 8 in the program. You've done some really good things from going from somebody who didn't know how to play golf to, now kind of itching at playing college golf. So we encourage people to interact with the app, use the app, post a lot of activities. It's fun for us to see too, just to see, people post, and it's even got a little like community page where we can see, people post their rounds, their practices, all kinds of stuff. It's quite motivating. I think it's pretty cool. All right, so for the Rancho Carlsbad Operation 36 program, not the mini golfers, it includes a 30-minute lesson. We sent a link out inside the welcome email to book your 30-minute lesson. I encourage you to book it sooner than later because you have to use this lesson before the semester finishes. And I will tell you from my experience from doing this over the years, the last 2 weeks, everybody tries to cram it in and book their lesson. And sometimes people can't find a spot in those last 2 weeks. So in the weekly emails, Coach Juniper sends them out for Rancho Carlsbad. He almost always puts a reminder in there to book your lessons. So go back to the welcome email, book your lesson. It's really good to spend that extra time with everybody, the 30 minutes. Some more focused activities. We do filming. We send you a little recap video of what we did in the lesson. And then again, I would encourage you if interested to maybe consider sprinkling another lesson in in maybe the second month, and we can help you with that as well. So that's kind of the bulk of the Operation 36 program. We've got on our website, if you look at number 5 there at the very bottom, the Academy calendar on our website, raisinggolfers.com, there's a tab in the menu option that says resources. The very first one, Academy calendar, it shows when the semester starts, when it ends, when the 9-hole challenges are. I think I even put on there, camp registration dates. So, and then also with the Operation 36 app, once you have downloaded that, I will be in the next few days before the semester starts linking your account to the app. So if you've already downloaded the app with the unique link that I sent out, please don't just download the app off the App Store and create an account. You need to do it with the link that's in the welcome email, because that's the only way we can see it. I will then attach you to a class, and that'll have a calendar on there as well. So that'll show you your classes and everything. And again, that's for the mini golfers and both the junior and lady Operation 36 program. But again, please use the unique link in the welcome email to do it. And then, like I said, just hold tight. We'll get you added in. That'll be a task of mine here in the next week just to get those all connected on the Operation 36 app. And then there's still some classes have some spots in them, mostly mini golfer spots. But if you want to share with a friend, you can take a picture of that. You can tell them to scan the QR code and look to see what classes are available if they want to join you. If you want to read some feedback about our programs, you can go onto Google reviews. You can see us. We have actually 2 different ones, one at Rancho, one at La Costa. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with a quote. So from the podcast that we had, the Raising Golfers podcast, we had a guy from US Kids Golf. They're like the big club company for making kids or clubs for kids. They also run a big junior golf tour nationwide, actually worldwide, I'm sorry. And Jim Hardy, he's one of the top guys there. He was on the podcast, and his favorite quote was "Make golf fun enough, long enough, so they can't get enough." And we're going to try to do that with the program that you guys are joining. I think you guys will really enjoy everything that we do in the program. I hope you guys have a lot of fun, and yeah, it should be a great experience for everybody. The last thing I just didn't cover was in the welcome email, there was a little link for safety tips. If you get a second to go over those with your kids, we're gonna we go over those every class, every station, all semester long, where kids start rolling their eyes. But safety is a priority of ours. We have a very good track record with safety, and we just want to make sure that everybody knows what to do, when to do it, and where to be and where not to be, and when to swing and when not to swing. And I think just reinforcing that stuff at home, there's just a little page and some bullet points. We'd really appreciate you guys doing that. So I'll open it up for any questions of anything that I missed. And if you have any other questions that weren't answered from the presentation or that aren't asked here, Don't be afraid to send an email to me, and I'd be happy to follow up with you guys with answering your questions that you have. And I'll also send a link of the recording out shortly. So I'll open it up and just see if anybody has any questions here for the next couple minutes, and after that, we'll close the presentation. All right. No questions yet? Not a problem. Like I said, if anything comes up, don't be afraid to send me an email. Appreciate you guys taking the time of your busy days to come and join this call. I hope it was beneficial to give you a little glimpse into the program that you or your kids are going to be joining. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week out at Rancho Carlsbad. So take care, guys. Have a good evening, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Travis,
Uh-huh.
I was just wondering, are parents required to stay for the duration of the lessons, or is drop off appropriate?
Both's fine. Whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah, it is. I would say for the mini golfers, is your child in the Operation 36 program?
36. This
Yeah.
is
Okay.
Sebastian's mom, Alex.
Okay. Oh, hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hi.
Yes, drop off's totally fine. Yeah, I was gonna say for the mini
Okay.
golfers, we encourage the parents to be in the class and kind of hang around, but for the Operation 36, it's totally fine. Yeah, either way, whatever works for you.
Okay, but they'll be at the same place at the beginning as they will be at the end.
Yes, yep, exactly. Same meeting point, same drop
Okay.
off and pick up spot. Maybe the first class walk, you can walk Sebastian across the bridge,
Oh
and
yeah, totally.
then you'll know where that spot's at.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you,
Awesome.
Travis.
Of course. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Awesome. Great.
Thank you,
Okay, bye,
Travis. This is
Alex.
Kristen,
Hey.
Jason's mom. Jason's excited too. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Kristen.
What's
Awesome.
up? I just texted you. I was like, oh my gosh, are you on the call? Hi, Travis. Sorry, everybody.
Is anybody
That's great.
left? I don't know.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you guys, and
That's okay.
Okay.
you guys have a
David's here
good rest
too.
of
He
your
says
week.
hi. Sorry.
Hey,
And-
Travis.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for
Sorry.
joining.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks again.
Thank
Yeah, we'll see
you.
you guys. Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.